Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. So, in between recording sessions, and I'm really glad I saved my state in between videos because I discovered something that I never knew before, and that is you can talk to moneybags.
Darn birds and Zephyr never paid me for all the bombs and TNT barrels I gave them.
Oh my god, Moneybags is a fucking warmonger. Anyway, so this time, just like I said at the end of last episode, we're going to go into Zephyr. And Zephyr is one of my favorite levels in the game. So that's cool. Get this kind of preview here. My game audio is really loud. I'm going to turn that down. If it cut out for a second, it was because I accidentally muted my microphone. So. Uh-oh. That ain't cool. Yeah, so now the blob dudes are the good guys. We're fighting on their side now.
Okay, Spyro. Looks like we got us a bit of a situation here. The Breeze Builders have got us pinned down, and we've been waiting for a volunteer to blow up their munitions building. Looks like you're it.
Wait a minute, I didn't volunteer for anything. I didn't volunteer for shit. What do you think I'm good? What do you think I'm good for? To freaking... Oh man, we both damaged each other at the same time there. This is a level that, as a kid, I always thought was a little tricky. Like, these birds were always a little more annoying. Just because they're, like, the way you kill them is by, like, doing that. And their bombs home in, and they're really annoying. So if you want to get rid of them, you gotta kind of wait for them to like, dive bomb you. And then jump and flame them like that, so... And then, like, there's some interesting enemy interaction in this level, too. Like, as you notice, these, like, hawks that have the bombs will, like, drop the bombs into the little birds' mouths. Or something like that. I don't know, it's just really weird. But I like it a lot. And I'm hoping that I can try to kill these guys now. Because I don't like them very much. I wonder if I can double jump and get these guys. Here. Oh man, I think I spit on my screen too. Well, that was kind of pointless. Like, I clipped into him and freaking, like, bounced off the side of him or something. Anyway, so this is actually probably going to be a bit of a longer episode. And it's not because I'm going to, like... Don't worry, it's not going to be like 25 minutes long. Or 27, or however long that one freaking episode ended up being that was at the end of Summer Forest. No. What I'm going to do... This is just like a long episode. Or a long
Dang cannon
level.
just ain't working for me. Do you think you can blast that bird, soldier? Jump up here and give it a try.
Yeah, Zephyr's just like... It's a big level, and it's got a lot of stuff to do in it. And man, that guy could not blast that bird, and it was like... The cannon's default position was like what you needed. Operating these cannons is actually a little tricky, and you have to do a lot with this one. You also need to pop this balloon here, because I'm basically not fly enough to hit it with my flame. I just don't want to cheat. You gotta get this thing with the cannon too, so it's like, geez. I don't know, I guess I could be spamming it more, going a bit faster. And then the other thing is make sure you don't forget to open this gate right there, or this door on the other side, because this room has a bunch of gems in it. And this was, like, always one of the ones that I remember as having a really weird combination of gems, if that makes any sense, and I know it probably doesn't, but what I mean by, like, combination of gems is that it has, like, a 25 gem, and then 3 2 gems. Like, the green gems are 2 gems. Actually, I don't think I ever, like, even said anything about the gem values in this game. I know I did in Spyro 1, but, you know, in case you haven't noticed by now, red gems are worth 1, green are worth 2, the purple are worth 5, and the yellow ones, or the gold ones, are worth 10. And then you have the pink gems, which are worth 25. And when I was a kid, well... Okay, I guess I need to back up and explain something right here, is that I actually have a really extensive collection of various minerals, including, like, rocks, like, just rocks and some fossils, and then, like, other weird things. But I've always, like, really had a thing for them, and this game is part of the reason, actually, that I did, because I liked the gems, I liked how shiny they were, because, you know, shiny things in video games were basically my 2 favorite things when I was 5 years old, or 6 years old, or whatever. so I like learned what these sorts of gems were. So I learned that, like, you know, the green ones are emeralds and the red ones are rubies, and the pink ones were, or the pink ones I called garnets. I don't know if they're actually supposed to be garnets or not. Actually, I don't even think I have a garnet, which is funny because it's like actually not really anywhere near as precious as the other gems are, but it's the most valuable in-game gem. So, and now this is something that I could be completely wrong about. This is just like how I thought about everything when I was a kid. And the gold gems, instead of calling them gold, I called them amber because I was stupid. Anyway, we got a cutscene here because you're gonna get warped over. This was like the goal for the talisman. Or, oh no, I guess I was just completely wrong. I am used to speedrunning things, so forgive me for being an idiot. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the gems. And the purple gems were always my favorite. Those, of course, like being amethyst and whatnot. And, there's this really cool place in downtown Ann Arbor called Four Directions. And they basically sell, like, just rocks and minerals and shit, and like they're really like, most people go there to buy like jewelry and shit, but I just like the tubs of rocks.
What an explosion! It sure is a good thing I had my helmet on. Oh yeah, the colonel wanted me to give this talisman to you if you got through the breeze builder defenses. Good job, soldier.
Yeah, man. You know, for the thing that I totally didn't volunteer to do. Yeah. So that's like a ruby bomb right there. It's pretty cool. Cool stuff. Anyway, now, I guess we're going to get started on the side quests, and then maybe I'll talk more about my rock collection while we're doing that.
My name is Little Bo Peep, and I have lost my cowlicks. With these battles going on all the time, they keep running away. Can you help me get them back into my pen?
That's not how the nursery rhyme goes. It's not Little Bo Peep and her cowlicks, it's the sheep. It's like, what the fuck is this thing anyway? It's a cowlick? It looks like some kind of weird anteater elephant thing with spots. Like, what the fuck is this even supposed to be? I don't know. But, I don't know, they're kind of interesting. This is like a two-part orb challenge. So, what you're supposed to do is give them, like, get 5 of them in her pen, and then there's another 2 that you have to get for the other orb. And it doesn't matter which of the 2 you save for the second orb. Would this guy please die? I just want to kill him so he doesn't get in my way when I'm doing things. Okay, there we go. You can actually use the super flame to, like, blow them up and get them to go up really high ledges and stuff like that. So these were the ones that I always did last, but because there are 2 more where the last side quest is, which is another 2-part side quest, which is why I say this is probably going to be kind of a long episode, because you basically have 2-part side quests, and they're both a little tedious, especially if you're doing them without cheating. But, oh yeah, my rock collection. Jeez, I probably sound so schizophrenic the way that I'm talking about, like, just jumping around in topics and everything like that, but, you know, whatever, right, man? So yeah, it's pretty big. I don't know. And this game really was like the reason that I had that in the first place. I'm gonna double jump up to that thing if I can stop being a freaking idiot. Actually, never mind, because now it'd just be faster to freaking go up there and glide. So there's a 25 gem at the top of that nice little like rock formation. Get down here, you guys. This is like seriously like, cowlicks is the only thing about Zephyr that I am not fond of. Just because it's pretty tedious, and these things fucking make awful noises when you, like, flame them and gore them with your horns. Just like you would expect any animal to. They're like, okay, that actually hurt my throat. Because I'm trying not to be too loud. Because, like, my parents just went to bed. But, like, it hasn't been very long since they've gone to bed, so I don't want to be too loud or anything like that. And, yeah, I don't know. Cowlicks is, like, one of those things. I just watched a speedrun of this game, actually. 100% speedrun. The new world record, by the way. which is an hour and 51 minutes and 37 seconds for 100%. And it was an amazing run by a user named Saboom. His Twitch channel is SSBM stuff, and he is just like a freaking god at this game. But Cowlix is actually like one of the few things in this game that is like so entirely random and difficult to control and to do well. And there's like no real good strategy for it. Or maybe I shouldn't say that there's no real good strategy for it, but it's just kind of hard to control exactly where these guys are going to go.
Thanks, Spyro. Here's a little something, you know, for the effort.
That's another, like, line that I remember from this game so much. You know, for the effort.
There are 2 more Cowlicks out there somewhere, but I haven't seen them in days.
That's not good. Yeah, 2 more Cowlicks. It's not that big of a deal. You are going to have to get them to go a pretty long way, though, so... But yeah, I don't know. Something about that line is just weird.
What light from yonder window breaks? That window up there, dummy. The professor said he was working on a way to help me get back with Juliet, but I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, so this is the other 2-part orb challenge. It's getting to Juliet. And I wanted to, like, pivot and tell you a story about something that happened to me a few weeks ago at, and I don't exactly know where the best place to start with the story is. But so basically there's this thing in Ann Arbor during the summer, and it's called the Summer Festival. I mean, like, duh, what else would you call a festival that takes place during the summer, right? We're not idiots or anything. But anyway, so I was at the Summer Festival, and I usually go there with my parents. Like, they just get some interesting bands to play, and there's some cool, like, weird acts that we've seen, and it's like none of the music is really in my style, but that doesn't mean I can't think it's good. You know what I mean? So, like one band that we discovered was called Black Jake and the Carnies, who do this like kind of, I don't want to say bluegrass music, but I guess you could say like bluegrass music except like twisted and like kind of demented. They're just, I don't know, they were just a really interesting group of guys. And there's been some other cool bands that we saw too. We saw like a band that did a whole bunch of like Mexican folk music and like fused it with rock and roll. And they were called La Santa Cecilia, and they were really good too. That was maybe one of the best shows I've ever seen. They played there this year too. But anyway, that's not what I'm trying to talk about. I'm just trying to charge this fucking animal. Animal abuse! But yeah, so I was there at Summer Festival one day, and I was there with my dad, and off to the side of the stage, so they've got the stage set up on the University of Michigan campus, and off to the side, oh god damn it, I have to talk to that professor. Oh wait, no I don't, I'm a fucking idiot, I can just go back and continue the Cowlicks. Continue the Cowlicks, like, do what with them? Do terrible things with them! Animal abuse! Animal abuse! But, yeah, so I keep interrupting myself, which is kind of weird. But then again, I am kind of a weird person, in case you haven't figured that out by now. So there's this like line of food vendors, like local restaurants that that choose to operate during Summer Festival, and they can set up a booth and just like get a bunch of revenue, and they're like always the same places every year. So my dad was like waiting in line for food, or like trying to decide what he was going to get. And I had already gotten a hot dog from the hot dog stand that was there, and it was really good, and I ate it. So my dad was like away from me and stuff like that. And now on this day, I should also explain that I was wearing like one of my favorite t-shirts actually. It's also, well, the reason it's one of my favorite t-shirts is because it's a t-shirt of one of my favorite bands. They're called Spawn of Possession. And they're like a really, really intense death metal band, but they've been influenced by classical music too.
Well, I am impressed. You got all 7 Cowlicks for me. Here's a fair reward.
And here's orb number 2. But, yeah, so I was wearing a shirt by them, which was basically, it had like their name and the cover of their first album, which is called Cabinet, which isn't really a very death metal-y name, but it's a pretty twisted album, and it's just really insane, and it's just really good death metal. But so I was wearing that shirt at the summer festival, and I was standing off to the side trying to wait for my dad to make up his mind.
Spyro, my boy, I've got a magic bean, seed, for you in here somewhere. Here it is. Why don't you plant it in the ground and see what grows? Aiming the seed by holding down the triangle button will make this easier. Oh, and if you ever need your seed back, just flame the plant, and it will turn back into a seed again.
I wish I could get my seed back, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. The professor's gonna give us his seed. Oh, it's terrible. So I'm gonna do this puzzle the totally legit way and continue my story while I'm doing it. It's basically just like a platform puzzle. These seeds make platforms, and you use them to get to other seeds and stuff. So, and then you can just flame them to get the seed back. But okay, so I was there waiting for my dad to make up his mind. I was wearing my super awesome death metal shirt, and then something that literally never ever happens in my life, like, happened, okay? And that was some random girl, like, and she was like really cute too. She just came up to me and started talking to me. Like, she was like, "Hey, what's your shirt? It's really weird and interesting." So I like told her about it. And the reason that I bring this whole story up is because, well, we're doing the Romeo and Juliet side quest, and I learned that her name is actually Juliet. And she, like, even mentioned that, like, everybody would, like, laugh about her name and, the Shakespeare reference and whatnot. So, I don't know. It was just something that was really weird and never happened to me at all. And she seemed to, like, really be into me, too. And it's like, you don't understand how often that happens to me. I can count them all on one hand, and that would be the only time, so that would be one finger, and obviously one hand, so, yeah, that's that. But I don't know, it was really cool. And we were talking for a while, and then she just had to, like, randomly leave. Like, her parents showed up and I guess got food themselves, so she was like ready to go and just like and had to leave at that moment, so she ended the conversation pretty abruptly, and I didn't get like any contact information or anything, which is kind of a bummer, but it's also probably for the best because she was a bit young for me and also in a state that's very far away from Michigan.
Well done, my boy! Here are 2 more seeds to get you the rest of the way. Oh, and take this with you if you don't mind. It's been cluttering up my pockets.
Alright, so here's like the halfway, or like the checkpoint for this challenge. There is like a way to cheat this, but I'm gonna do it the legit way and not cheat, because basically you can just double jump at the end and get this orb. When you speedrun this, there's like, you don't do this challenge. You just don't. It's like, it's actually kind of hilarious. But yeah, she seemed really cool. She was actually like, she's from Connecticut, which is way on the East Coast, in case you didn't know. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, now I need to double jump to get over here, or get up here, I think. But, get that wall glide too. This is actually going to be kind of a hard jump to make. But yeah, apparently the only reason she was in the area in the first place was for a fencing tournament in Ohio. But she wanted to stop by Ann Arbor so she could see the University of Michigan campus, because she wanted to apply to school here for engineering, like astronomical engineering or something.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh, there's Romeo. You can have this. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, wherefore means why? Do you even Shakespeare, bro? Evidently not. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. And she was cute too. She was also like actually really tall, which I think is like something that I find attractive in women. I don't know why. Like, not taller than me, but like, she said she was 5'10". She, like, commented about being tall, too. And it's like, I don't know, this is gonna sound, like, really weird and kind of creepy, probably. And maybe it is, I don't know. But yeah, shoot, so like 5'10 would be like the perfect height for me, because it's like significantly taller than average, but not taller than me. If that, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain these sorts of things. Like, I myself am 6 feet tall, in case I never mentioned it, and I probably haven't, actually, because why would I in an LP? Like, oh, I just happen to be 6 feet tall. Which, it's actually, like, it's a height that I'm incredibly happy to be, just because it's like, you're tall enough that you're taller than most people, but you're not so tall that it's like, oh, he's the tall guy. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not uncomfortably tall, so it's like everything still fits you pretty well. Anyway, I think this mystery jar is the last thing that we have to do in this world. So if I did everything right, this should be it. Kind of an interesting gem combination there. Alright, feels good, man. Zephyr complete. Also, we've got more than half of the orbs in this game now. I never said anything when we got orb 32, but that does officially mark the halfway point for orbs, so... Now we're gonna see some Tom and Jerry-ass shenanigans here. So... Bird flies down. Oh, man. I always thought that he looked like a Spyro when he, like, got the cannonball in his face and he was all black. And I don't know why. I think it was just because his beak was, like, crooked and pointed down. Like, it really doesn't look anything like a Spyro at all. But anyway, so thanks for sitting through my incredibly awkward story. Next time on Let's Play Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, I guess I can get all the way down to what the next level is and just kind of show you a preview of what we're going to do. But we're going to go to a level that I like, but it's not really my favorite, and it's can be kind of difficult, actually. It's got one challenge in particular that lots of people not very fond of, and that is Scorch. And you can kind of see from the portal, but it's going to be like a desert-themed Saudi Arabia level, as I call it. So, we'll go there next time on Let's Play Spyro 2. See ya, thanks for watching, bye.